Welcome to our podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Mandy.
And we are drama bonded. And today we are celebrating our 51st episode. I'm so proud of us.
You guys, Saul told us that our last episode was our 50th episode. And
Yeah,
I was
man,
like,
you should have told us that on the 49th.
yeah, like, wait, what?
So we missed an opportunity to
Wah, wah.
do what we do best, which is celebrate. So we're sitting here with French 75s.
Yeah.
And Mandy has come up with a fun game for us to play.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to 51, baby.
Hell yeah.
You guys, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah. I like, for people who every time we talked about starting this podcast, we're like, but you do know a podcast is more than just talking, right? Here we fucking are.
And we do know that.
So to the losers and the haters.
And all the people who don't listen.
Yeah, we hate you.
And cheers to all of our listeners.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible. Thank you for sticking with us through some
Yeah.
like weird peaks and valleys of production. Like not production isn't our value, but just our ability to show up and do this. We are very, very grateful for that.
I realize we've been on a consistent, like, every 2 weeks, I don't know, schedule right now.
Mhm.
I don't know when things are going to normalize, but I just want to say thanks if you're showing up and listening.
Yeah, we do really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If we could do it differently, we would, but we are just trying to make do with what we've got.
Side note, Jess and Saul and all of the dogs and I went to Joshua Tree last week.
It was so
It
relaxing.
was so nice.
Yeah, I didn't know how much I really needed to get out of town for a second. And then the second we were gone, I was like, oh my God.
Right?
I was carrying a lot of stress.
That's why I always get out of town.
Oh, that's smart. I leave like once every couple years. And then it's just
Oh.
stressful because I don't leave often enough. So it's been nice to do this trip 2 years in a row.
We did some sunbathing. We did some day drinking. We ate really good food.
We did some good shopping.
We did some hiking.
Yeah,
It was everything.
it was everything. The dogs had fun.
We listened to some live blues.
They were very good.
Yeah, and tell the story about the cardigan.
Yeah, so I am a terrible visual person when I'm shopping. I just kind of like blow through a place and then exit.
It's
And-
true. Jess said she needed a sun hat, and like everywhere we went, I was like, "What about this one?" She's like, "I didn't even see that."
And it's true. I didn't. I did not see it.
This is why you take me
I
shopping.
know. Yeah, Mandy's an expert shopper. So if you were in need, she is your gal. So I had gone next door. And while I was next door, Mandy popped over and was like, I found a bracelet at the antique shop. You should come look at it. And then in the meantime, she found me my hat. So thank you. So we walked back over to this antique shop and she shows me the bracelet. It's confirmed. We have to buy it. And so we're standing there waiting and I look up and there is this goddamn alien cardigan that I kid you not, I have wanted for like a year now.
Well, because Ariana was wearing it.
Well, yeah. So Ariana was wearing it a few episodes ago.
No,
or
in
like
the first episode.
Oh, the first episode. And I was like, damn, I have wanted that cardigan, but it's sold out every time. So I like, of course, see it on Ariana, go to the website, check it, sold out. Per usual. There is this cardigan in the middle of an antique shop or vintage shop.
just one.
Just one in my size. And bonus, it came with a little UFO pin.
Dude, you guys, that is power from the universe.
And I got it for like 50% cheaper than I would have gotten it online. So
Bow, bow, bow.
yeah.
You guys, that's the magic of Joshua Tree.
That cardigan makes me so happy. I'm almost like, I just wish the cold weather was going to stay so I could keep wearing it forever and ever. But
That is bittersweet. I hate when I have a purchase for cold weather, but then the cold weather is like fleeting. And it's like, but I want to enjoy my cozy purchase.
yeah, and it's like, it's seriously not going to be for like the rest of the year that I'm going to like.
I mean, but come October, you're going to
Hopefully.
be like, oh, my cardigan.
Hopefully we've had some warm Octobers, but yeah, here's hoping
True.
for a chilly one.
Who
So
knows?
that was really exciting. And then also to commemorate the fact that we saw not a UFO, but at the moment it was a UFO because none of us knew what the fuck it was flying through the sky.
Well, we weren't sober, and I definitely thought it was a UFO.
Well, UFO, unidentified flying object, like that is what that was. But it turns out it was a booster from Starlink. But
yeah.
that was really epic and pretty beautiful to watch like cascade through the Joshua Tree night sky.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
So Fun times. Glad we did that.
Okay, so to celebrate our 51st episode, I came up with a stupid little question game.
It's not stupid.
I don't know, just something out of the ordinary. So Jess and I are going to take turns asking each other questions, and we're both going to answer each question. But we need to pick someone from the Bachelor world or Bravo to be an answer to these questions. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it.
Jess, who would you go to a dressy cocktail party with?
My answer probably has to be different every answer, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't pick the same person.
I'm like, because Katie Thurston and I are just going to do everything on your list together. I'm pretty sure. Okay, but I'm going to pocket that. Fancy cocktail party?
Mm-hmm.
Gabby Windy.
Ooh, that's a really, really good answer. She would be hilarious in every social situation.
And she's beautiful.
And she's
so attention's on
gorgeous.
her, but she's going to make the best company. Like if we're together, she's going to be fun. So that's, yeah. What about you?
She's a hottie with a body, but she's also like so intelligent. And I love listening to her talk.
Yeah, she always makes me laugh.
I would pick Rachel Lindsay.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, especially if we were at a party with Bravo people, like she would know everyone and she'd be telling me the tea. And also she is just, I love listening to her talk.
And she's so stylish.
She
like,
has
you
the
know,
best fashion.
she's going to look good too, doing it all. Oh, yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn.
Who would you travel the world with?
I'm glad I changed one of my questions because I was going to say, who would you travel internationally with?
Is that the question you didn't like?
Well, we'll get there. Okay. Who would I travel the world with? Who would I travel the world with? Do you have an answer to that? I need to think for a second.
Mm, Who would I travel? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Why can I not? Kendall Long.
That's a really good answer. She's so smart.
She's so smart. She's so into bugs, so I can guarantee that her and I are going to geek out.
And facts.
And facts. Like, we're going to be all over this. But definitely the bug aspect for me is like, we're going to see some cool shit.
Okay. I'm going to say Paige DeSorbo.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I think I've sent you stuff, but she's on Summer House.
Mm.
And she probably is the most fashionable woman on Bravo right now. And she loves good food. She
That's a
loves
pretty
laying
high
in
bar.
bed. You know, she just feels like, I don't know. Like she'd be there for the fashion, she'd be there for the food, but also she would want like Luxe everything. And if she can afford to give us Luxe everything, then I would take it.
Yeah. I love a good bed rotter. That's what I like to do. So I'm here for that too. Okay, cool. I like it.
Who would you have hot sex with?
Whoa. 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 I'm feeling put on the spot.
My answer is Greg Grippo.
Yeah, I know.
Who, just to reference, when we were not sober in Joshua Tree, I did slide into his DMs and he has not responded.
He's dead to me.
So, Greg, what's going on, my guy? Where you at?
Yeah.
He's single now, by the way. I guess I should say that.
We talked about it.
On the podcast?
Yes. It might have been the one that got deleted. I don't know. You guys, that episode haunts me. It was a good episode.
Oh, no, I think you're right. We did talk about it last episode. You're
okay.
right.
Well,
I just didn't want people to think I was hitting on him if he was still with Victoria.
You're good.
You know.
Thank you.
Did you figure out your answer?
No. I'm like scrolling.
Think about just, attractive people.
Well, I know. That's the problem.
It's just about the sex. It doesn't even have to be about their mind.
Well, I know, but then it's like, are they going to be good at sex? What kind of sex are we having?
Oh, that's true.
So their brain does kind of matter. Like, I need it to be good.
You need like a little bit of intellectual sex.
I do. That's actually how I prefer things. So it does need to be somebody on the smarter side. And it's not that there's a shortage of smart people either. It's just who.
Which one?
Yes. One of them that is not Okay. Oh, this is going to be kind of an out-of-pocket answer.
I'm really excited.
I think Romeo.
Holy shit. I did not anticipate that.
Okay. The fact that he's really smart with his PhD and like all of his shit, I'm really into. So
He's also very attractive.
and he is so hot and he is so smart and he might be kind of like
I
awkward.
was going to say, I think he's bad with women, but
That's
maybe if it's just sex.
But if it's just sex,
Yeah.
also he can just talk dirty to me by way of saying really smart things.
Okay, that works.
And I'm going to be into it. And I think that that could actually be an area that he would excel in. So that's where I'm at.
I love that answer.
Wow, you really
I
put
love
me out there on that one.
All right, your turn.
Okay. Who would you try a completely new experience with?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do, 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 do. I'm going to say Matt James
Good answer.
because he is all about like trying new food and he's like really fit and doing all kind of like challenges and stuff like that. And I feel like he's always like so positive and he has so much energy. So whatever it was, I feel like he'd be down and he would bring the vibes.
I agree completely. And I have a similar answer.
Okay.
I would go Blake Moynes.
Okay.
For that same kind of energy of just like, I think he's really confident. I think he's down for a good time.
Yeah.
I think he can be really, like, he's not afraid to laugh at himself. So it would be like, okay,
That's true.
this is somebody that's just, it's just going to be what it is and it's probably going to be fun.
I will say up until Paradise, I wouldn't have appreciated that answer, but I feel like the last season of Paradise made me really like Blake.
Same. Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. Jess, who would you go glamping with?
Who would I go glamping with? Who would you go glamping with?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I would go glamping with Stassi.
Absolutely yes.
Because I feel like Stassi would still like not quite be satisfied with glamping, so it'd be hilarious, but also we would somehow maintain an important level of bouginess.
Absolutely. You would have ranch.
Oh, we would have ranch and we'd probably have a really good bottle of Pinot Grigio or like some kind of martini.
Yes. You two are made for that.
And we could talk about scary ghost things, which goes with glamping.
Do you like talking about scary ghost things?
No, but I feel like that's kind of
okay.
appropriate and Stassi would be down. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I was surprised because I would love to do that, but I didn't think that would
I don't know. It's just more of like you're around the fire, ghost stories.
Okay,
She's
you're
into
leaning
dead
in.
things.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like this answer.
Can Bo come too, though? Can they both come?
God, Bo, I know. They have to be a package deal. They're so funny together.
Yeah, I want them together because I love Bo.
I do too. Bo was very funny. Glamping. I think, I don't know why, but Kylie keeps coming to my brain as somebody that could be really fun to go glamping with. And I cannot tell you, I just think that she is probably the right level of fun for that. So like,
I love your out-of-pocket answers.
yeah, I'm going for it. I'm
love
digging
it.
deep. I'm gonna keep you on your toes on this 51st episode.
I think Kylie would bring a lot of energy to the glamping situation.
Which I think is necessary because I would be more inclined to do nothing.
She would definitely bring her skin routine with you and you guys could do it together.
Yes.
That's true.
Totes. She seems like she'd just be a really good time in that situation. So yeah. Okay.
Paradise is kind of like glamping.
Yeah, and she thrived.
Yeah. No.
Queen Kylie,
yeah.
except for stupid Avon. But who would you go out for a night on the town with? And this can be either romantically or it could be just like you and your girl gonna go have fun.
Night on the town. I almost said someone that I want to save one of my other answers for, so I'm thinking. Do you have an answer?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me your answer.
I'm going out with Katie Maloney.
Oh, that's a really good answer.
Yeah, I know. I feel really good about that
You
one.
should. Okay.
I don't even think there needs to be an explanation. Like, we would jive.
No, you would. I believe that. That's a really good answer. Okay. Who am I going out on the town with? I'm going to say Kyle from Summer House, and it's mostly just because he is, like, a full-blown partier, and so if you're gonna go, like, out on the town with someone,
Go
like,
with
that's
somebody who can party.
Yeah, I wanna go with the partier, and Kyle is the partier.
Yeah. There you go.
'Kay.
I love it.
Jess, who would you do drugs with?
Who would I do drugs with? I don't do drugs. Who would I do drugs with? Oh my God. I I think I don't know his last name, but I think Jacob could be really fun.
Jacob.
Tarzan Jacob?
Oh, shit. That's a great answer.
Right?
I love Jacob.
We would just have so much fun.
Okay, I like that.
And he's young enough that, like, I feel like there wouldn't be any weirdness. Just
No.
like, we're going to have a good time.
That's the perfect answer.
Thank you.
Okay. I feel like you're gonna judge me a little for my answer.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm not, I'm saying no, but like, I guess I reserve
Just
judgment.
pretend we don't know all of the, like, really shitty things. But I would do drugs with Schwartz.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. 1,000% yes. That is probably better than my answer. That's the man you do drugs with. One, he's probably got good drug hookups.
Definitely.
Two, I think Schwartz in the right circumstances could be very fun.
I just think he's the right personality for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really want to do drugs with intense personalities.
Yeah.
And I feel like Schwartz is just, like, the opposite of that.
Yep.
Where he's so fluid that he can be whatever you need him to be.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's such a good answer. I think that would be very fun.
Okay, I'm glad I was like, I might be judged because I know how we actually feel about Schwartz.
Well, I mean,
But if it's just like some recreational, casual fun.
yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's great.
Okay.
Okay. Who would you ask to be your roommate?
Oh my God, that's a hard question. Wow. At first I thought like Ariana, but I think she's really messy.
So messy.
I don't think I would answer that way. So do you know who you would ask? I might need a minute.
That's fair. I feel like this is where my Katie Thurston answer comes in.
Okay, you've been saving it.
I've been saving it.
Okay.
I feel like her and I could at least have a conversation about how to establish house rules and be in an okay spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we wouldn't always have to like each other, wouldn't always have to be doing stuff together, but like we could at least come to a consensus on how the household will be managed.
Okay, I think that's a great answer. I
Mhm.
support it. I'm gonna steal your answer and say Gabby Windy.
Oh, yeah. Gabby would be a hoot to live with.
She might be a lot.
Maybe. But then you would be doing like those ridiculous TikTok videos of like dancing and making fun of Clayton.
Yeah.
And that would be very fun.
But also, she has her own podcast now, which I should listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
But the few times she's been on Nick's podcast, every time I swear she has brought up that she is going to like vintage shops or buying things off of Facebook Marketplace. Like she's really into finding like very specific pieces.
It actually, your and her style very much remind me of that, of like, you actually have style. You're not just buying what's trendy, but you have curated specific things for a specific feel, for a specific look. Like, it is all, yes,
So
very
I feel
well
like
done.
we could do that together and it could be incredible.
Yeah. And you guys are so different shaped and height too. So like, you're not even encroaching on
Yeah.
each other's spine. So you can just be like fully team each other and really lean into that.
And her girlfriend can move in too. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We love that. That's such a good answer.
Thanks.
Damn. Yeah. Good work.
Okay. Who would you go to a wellness yoga retreat with?
Ooh. I'm going to be honest. It would probably need to be somebody that I could like low key make fun of everything with.
That's a good answer.
Braden.
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 That's the perfect answer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so jealous. Because
I'm going to yoga with Braden.
because he would be into it,
Oh, yeah.
but he would also make fun of it.
Yes. But like, there's always something you can take from like a situation. And I think he's that person to be open to that. But also just being willing to leave like all the rest behind and like not read too heavily into anything. Just be in the moment. It is what it is, and take from it what you need.
Wow. I'm really jealous of your
Of our
answer.
hypothetical
Yeah.
yoga wellness retreat.
I feel like that
Mhm.
was top notch.
Do I win?
You do.
Thank you.
My answer is going to be, just because it's a random answer and I wanted to I wanted to use him. I'm gonna say James Kennedy. Just because, he's been working on himself.
Oh, whatever. That would be a very good time too. I think that would be a riot. Like James would not take that seriously, but he would. But
Yeah,
like
he would try.
He would try. That would be so fun. California sober James?
Yeah.
Yes. That's a very good answer too.
Maybe we should all go together.
Yeah, let's do it. That would be so fun. Let's make some phone calls. I think they're both taken, and that would probably not be.
Yeah.
But
I would say that their partners could come too, but I don't really want Christina to come.
I was going to say, love Allie, no to Christina.
Yeah. What's your last one?
Oh, my last one. I keep forgetting that you said 5, and I am like forever stuck on 4. Who would you want to do a very difficult task with? And my example is like building jerk blocks, because that's the thing I have to do next. And it stresses me out.
Or
'cause-
like building an IKEA furniture project.
yeah, this like requires power tools.
Woof. Okay. Definitely no one from Vanderpump Rules. Actually, Brock, but I don't like Brock, so I'm not going to say Brock.
Ew, we're going to get into that.
Yeah. But it needs to be someone that has like a similar skill set. Okay, I'm going to say Tyler Cameron,
Okay.
because he is nice to look at and he is a construction guy.
So smart. I like that.
Did you know he just started? He has his own home renovation show now.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm going to go John Henry.
That's also a good answer. He is also nice to look at.
So nice to look at.
I would put him and Tyler Cameron in a similar boat as far as like, you're not going to have the deepest conversation with them, but they are really good at what they do. And goddamn, are they attractive.
So hot, so good with their hands, and maybe their tongues. And no, but he's an underwater welder, so he's good under tension and probably has to like have some grasp of how things work.
Yeah.
And I have none of that, so
That's a very technical skill.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my bonus question.
Oh God.
We both have to answer it.
I'm nervous. You really threw me with the sex one. I was not prepared.
I thought your answer was great. Marry, fuck, kill, torture.
Marry, fuck. That's 4, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sandoval,
Oh God.
Schwartz, Brock, Jax.
I have to write it down. My little brain can't right now. Marry, fuck, torture, kill. Okay. We are. And who are my guys?
Sandoval, Schwartz, Brock, Jax.
Oh.
Basically the worst men on VPR.
Yeah. Also still writing. Okay. I am killing Sandoval. I am torturing Jax. Ugh. I'm fucking Brock. And I'm marrying Schwartz because I will overpower his spineless little self, and I will wear the pants and I will be in charge. So there.
Okay. Our answers are only slightly different.
Okay.
I would also marry Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fuck Sandoval.
Okay, I see it. I really do.
I'm going to kill Brock and I'm going to torture Jax.
I do actually really respect it. I think that I have a really strong reaction to Sandoval right now, but like at the end of the day, fine, he's fuckable, and the other 2 are really deplorable. So
yeah, the Sandoval and Brock was a toss-up. It wasn't that obvious to me.
no, I like it though. I think you're right. I think that is actually the appropriate way to go. Just because like Brock has at this point a much shadier past even than Sandoval, and given everything that's been going on, it just is like, you know what? it's one too many things. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, and also maybe it's because I'm more familiar with Sandoval's bullshit, but like I really feel like Brock's been amping it up this season, and I cannot hang with his bullshit.
Yeah, I will say I maintain and will forever maintain that Sandoval is really stupid. I don't think it changes any of like his culpability and things. But Brock is starting to feel
Slimy,
a little bit, very much malicious, or not malicious, but manipulative,
misogynistic.
very misogynistic. Like, and Sandoval is, but
Yes.
like, he just does not know anything. And like, that's not an excuse. But I guess if I had to choose, yeah, you're right. Fuck Sandoval because you'll get what you need from him. Brock is the worst. And Jax, obviously.
And let's be honest. I mean, I don't mean to take it here, but Sandoval's probably into some like weird kinky shit, so it'd probably be good.
Yeah, that could be fun for a one-time go. Yeah, absolutely. I could see that. Yeah.
I could probably at least wear a fun costume for it or something. All right. Should we get into VPR?
Whew, let's get into VPR.
So today we're covering last week's episode and the finale.
So episode 14 and 15.
Yep.
So this one opens up. We've got Something About Her is going to open this month, like officially, like in real time. In the show, they're having a hard time getting it off the ground.
So we find out about the Penny thing.
Right, which
they sit down and talk to Lisa.
Lisa makes me mad in that she was still trying to insist that like Ariana was getting back at Tom with hiring Anne to work at the sandwich shop.
Why is Ariana responsible for everything? What if it's also Anne didn't want to work for Tom anymore?
Right. And like similarly with Katie, like why are these two still catching heat and like act as though the only thing that they could possibly do would be in relationship to their ex-partners? Fuck off. Yeah. Just no.
Anyways, so they're talking to Lisa about how they never intended for Penny to be a partner, and Lisa's trying to understand the dynamic in which they want to work with Penny.
Yep.
And then we find out from the after show, which you had already told me.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think about Brock spilling this tea?
Yeah, Brock.
Another instance of him being weird and gross.
Yeah, that he's saying that he went to the
He just researched it and found out that their LLC is under Penny's name, and it's not
and like
their
there's
name.
something about like proprietary rights or like a patent for the name, and that her husband, Penny's husband, is a lawyer. So like also implying that it's going to be incredibly difficult for Ariana and Katie to do anything legally because she will be represented for free by her husband.
Why is Brock spending his time looking this up?
Yeah, petty. He is a petty ass bitch.
I swear he like has it out for them.
Well, because he's a misogynist. Like it is wild to listen to how apologetic he is for the men perpetually and like cannot see. Yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Well, he was raised Mormon, so
that was such a wild
I was
thing
raised
to
Mormon,
learn.
so I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, and there's the patriarchy is strong with that religion. The men hold the priesthood. They are like, it is sort of the male figure runs the show.
Yeah, so I'm saying if you're raised in that culture.
Right, it's hard to shrug that even if you're not still in it. Those formative years, you've picked up on that stuff. Absolutely.
I'm not excusing it, but I am saying that it could be, I don't know, a piece in play here.
Oh, for sure. I think that does speak to, I think if anything, it lends credence to the, like, that he is misogynistic just because, like, he's got the groundwork for this.
Yeah,
like,
I just was like, why are you spending your time researching this and then sharing it on the after show? It's not a good look.
It's so true.
Anyways, but they're going to open this month.
So exciting. 2024. We move to Sheena and Tom and Kyle Chen talking about this whiskey party
Yeah, so
in San Francisco.
Kyle's releasing a whiskey.
That's gold.
Golden Bar whiskey.
Thank God for Sheena.
I think it's Gold Bar whiskey. I don't know.
I've never heard of
I think
it.
it's Gold Bar whiskey. But yeah, thank God for Sheena's song that just happens to be about gold.
Right. So she's the only person who could perform. And her and Tom, after that fight they had last week, hash it out between themselves.
And they're like, we need to stop bringing up the past, which is true.
Mhm.
Stop bringing up the past, Tom.
Yeah, just knock it off. Like, that's actually a Tom problem, not a Sheena
Yeah.
problem. Although Sheena a little bit. Her and Tom
I
are
just feel like, can we go back to that conversation? Like, why does Sheena so badly want to forgive Tom when he brought up her, like, you were the other woman in a relationship? Like, why is she so quick to wanting to forgive him?
I don't know. I think it really does go back. I mean, Katie said it. She's a male sympathizer. I think she's got a lot of internalized misogyny. We now see after these 2 episodes, at least in this, Brock is in her ear all the
Oh
time.
my gosh.
And I just don't think Sheena has like a really strong sense of self in a lot of ways. And she really does kowtow to the men around her. And that's just how seemingly she operates. I don't know. I've not seen her ever have a backbone when it comes to,
I just feel like if one of the women had said that, it would be like multiple episodes before Sheena would have reconciled.
oh, yeah.
Maybe a season.
Yeah, for sure. She's got like specific amnesia when it comes to Tom and like seemingly only able to remember the good things. Or, I was thinking about this. She talks about like these acts of service that Tom does or giving her money. I mean, maybe Sheena's truly where, you show Sheena how much she matters to you is not through the words you say, but through the money you give her.
Gifts,
Gifts.
which is a love language.
Yeah, and, like, it's possible that just speaks more to her, and she is unable to really reconcile that, like, Tom is also a piece of shit, but whatever, she gets money from him.
I have to rewind the tapes though, because when Sheena was with Rob, Rob never gave her flowers. He never gave her gifts. And she was like, I don't even like gifts. I don't even like flowers.
Yeah, Sheena is always in the moment with whatever guy.
I know. I just had to like.
But that is funny. So, like, I don't know, but it does kind of strike me as odd. Like, I don't know. Like, why are you so willing to forgive Tom? And, like, somehow Ariana, who's done nothing wrong to her.
I will also say, not in defense of Sheena, but just because this is reality, I think women fight with men differently than they fight with women. Women fight with women
Oh,
in a
yeah.
very specific, dirty, manipulative way. And I feel like because men fight differently, like we process those moments in a different way.
Yeah, that could be there's less weight to Tom's words is what you're saying than as
Yes.
if a woman said it. Like,
Yes.
if a woman said it, it was more than likely
it was
calculated, more well thought out, actually cutting,
Yeah.
not just some stupid observation.
And not excusing it, but I
No,
think
no,
that's
no.
just true.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. And Sheena really just isn't the brightest, so she's not thinking critically about any of this.
You're
It's
right.
sort of just like whatever the shiny thing in front of her is that's going to get her where she's going is what she's most interested in.
You're right.
So, I don't know. It's all of these things. I think it's also not fair to like reduce them all to like one thing. It's probably all of those things.
That's probably true.
Or some amalgamation of other things that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
And I guess it's Lala's 33rd birthday. She wants to remind us that Jesus died on his 33rd birthday.
Well, technically Ariana told Lala that, which I think is kind of hilarious.
And weird. Like, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but now I know it. So,
I'm surprised Lala's only 33. In my head, Lala's like 37.
yeah.
She's had a lot of life.
She's had a lot of life. She was a baby, though. Like, when we
No,
saw the
a baby.
flashbacks, I was
Okay,
like, whoa.
We'll get to the flashback, but that was like, it was a little emotional for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time. That's many years of your life. That's where we find out Brock was Mormon. I did have the moment where I saw all of those dancers dancing in that clawfoot tub, and I understood how the Airbnb person
Oh my God.
was upset and didn't want us. Like, we weren't going to get into the clawfoot tub in Joshua Tree without water in it, but we were specifically told not to, and I did not understand that. And then I saw it on.
Maybe people were doing burlesque dances in it.
That must be it. Because, like, they were fucking breaking the plumbing. And yeah, so the burlesque dancers in the clawfoot tub, I was like, oh, I guess people do get in those things without water.
They're just standing in it with pasties pouring water on themselves. Maybe.
Yeah. It was weird. But good for Lala. That looked like a fun birthday. Brock was jokingly uncomfortable.
What did you think of Lala's dress?
I'm pretty sure I saw her nipple.
Oh, really?
That thing was out. Yeah. I mean, I think Lala is
I mean, she has the body to pull off
smoking.
anything.
So if she wants to wear it, but sometimes I think I don't know.
As a woman, you look at fashion sometimes and you're like, how are you logistically pulling this off? And it's not that Lala wasn't pulling off the dress, but it's like, how are you sitting in this dress? How are you moving in this dress? Like, how are you surviving an evening in this dress?
Well, I don't even think it's a matter of like, I don't care who you are, like any body in that dress, if that's how they want to wear it, like by all means, but I'm with you because it seems like if you shift slightly wrong, like if your hips are stationary and your torso goes and that dress stays,
Nipple.
I mean, both boobs are coming out. So I don't know. I was really surprised by that dress.
I just feel like maybe if the fabric was a little bit wider.
Yeah, a little more forgiving, but it really felt like it was predicated on her not moving much.
It was stressing me out a little.
Yeah, that was not I yeah, well, Lala doesn't care.
All
So
right. You're
good for
right.
her.
Anyways.
But yeah, I don't know, birthday party seemed fun.
Sandoval was uninvited.
That was amazing. Lala was like, "Don't come."
And he was like, yeah, I know.
It is so interesting to me that he didn't get invited to that. Like that is like
I was wondering why not.
Yeah, I was like, that was a really incongruous moment with everything else going on. Like, I guess Lala just recognized that it wasn't worth it. But the way that she's like ride or die for Tom this season, I'm really shocked that it wasn't like Ariana that didn't get a lecture about behaving or something else. Like, it did feel really at odds. It was a rare moment where I was like, that is how this should be going. Don't bring Ariana into Tom's sphere.
But I also feel like I'm going to play devil's advocate. If it's your birthday party, I really think that you can invite whoever you want. And, then it's up to Ariana to be like, oh, Tom's going. Do I want to go?
Yeah, I would agree with
So
that.
I'm surprised that Lala didn't invite Tom because it's her fucking birthday party.
Yeah, that really surprised me. That was so out of sync with everything else she's done this season. No sense to me.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Sheena and Brock are talking about the Roaring 20s party that they're. So flash forward past Lauren from Utah's birthday. Sheena and Brock are talking about this Roaring 20s party they're going to have in San Francisco.
Can I just interject and say Brock's haircut and his mustache? I like a good mustache. I just want to clarify. If a guy can pull off a mustache, I'm usually a fan. In fact, even though Tom Sandoval was known as one with a mustache, I think Tom Sandoval could pull off a mustache pretty well. Brock's haircut and his mustache combo is the worst look Brock has had to date.
I think because Brock just feels like such an absolute tryhard at this point.
Maybe that's true.
Like, it's just so hard to find any amount of sex appeal and a look so contrived. Like, he is just.
But Brock is not unattractive.
No, Brock is.
And so that's the part that I'm like, why am I so irritated with this man right now?
Because he's a misogynistic asshole.
Okay.
You don't even need a reason. That's reason enough.
No,
his existence is an offense to me. Yeah, I guess Brock has also never had rice-a-roni. I didn't know that that was a thing from San Francisco.
Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
How do you know that?
It's the rice-a-roni jingle.
I missed out on all of this.
Okay. Anyways,
we digress.
We'll just keep going.
Okay. Ariana and her boyfriend Dan are so cute.
They are really cute.
I like that she was like, I was excited for this. And he was like, the truffle?
She's like, no, you here eating a meal.
I will be honest. The first time I watched that scene, I saw a clip of it and I was like, I don't know if they've got like, if he's as into her as she is into him. But then the second time I watched it, like on the show, I felt a lot better about it. And I was like, they're cute. What do you think?
Actually, now that you said that, I kind of agree.
Oh, no. I don't know. He just seems like maybe a little more aloof.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like not as into it. And that could also be like, it's probably, that was
being
like his,
on TV.
I was going to say, that was literally, I think, his first time on the show. So it's also probably weird to be at dinner and like somebody's up in your face with a camera. I too would be weird and aloof.
Same.
Yeah, so I also recognize that I should not judge that situation at all, but I really like him, and I liked him throughout all of this. He just seemed like a normie who
Yeah.
has the hottest body and really good hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who Lala is obviously, like, very jealous of.
Oh, yeah. Dan is Lala's type. She
Yeah.
would be all about that.
It's just, like, another reason for Lala to shit all over Ariana out of jealousy, but it's
Yeah.
like, "No, you're into it."
She is into it. I guess we had to see Tom's show.
Oh, yeah, his mom came.
Dude, that woman is a saint. She, like, cleared out her savings for shorts and sandies.
She must really love her son.
Ugh.
I will admit that when I saw Tom play the trumpet, it was like, "That's a fun throwback."
It is a fun throwback, but I don't know.
And the song he performed. That's the song from, like, season 6. 5?
Oh, okay.
That's the song that Lala appeared in the music video on her first season, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing some throwbacks.
Did you pick up on that?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, that was his, like, weird, like, they did the music video in the library and touch in public.
Okay. Yeah. I do remember it, but I don't remember
right
it.
above it. I don't know.
Very-
I was like, that's a fun, like, throwback.
Yeah. I was fuming that Joe was there and that her and Schwartz went
Why?
outside. I know. Joe needs to just disappear. Girl, he is bad for you. Find new friends.
I feel like she was only there to see Schwartz.
Yeah, and then they go outside and he's yelling, like swinging her around, being like, we're going to get married in 8 years. And then literally like 2 seconds later denied saying it.
This whole interaction really... No, the first thing he says to her outside is like, how many guys have you banged?
Ew.
When he knows that she's in love with him.
Yeah, he's
messing with her head.
Yeah, I fucking hate it.
I'm sorry. It's so obvious because I have had guys do that to me. And that, not like the exact same, but like when guys know that you're into them and they're not into you and they enjoy that you're into them and they want to kind of like keep you on their hook. They like play these fucking games.
Right. He's scoping out the information to see what he needs to do. Like,
and then throwing out the marriage comment to like keep her on the hook.
Yep. He's
Ew,
awful.
That's terrible.
It is. I'm sad for Joe at this point. Like, I understand she's got some culpability in some of these things, but I just think all of these people are not her people and she needs to go find different friends. Like, for her own sake. Like, hang out with Rachel. Make new friends, get out of here. These people are not it. And Schwartz is really not it.
Stay away from him.
Ew. Flash forward, they all go to the airport. They go to San Francisco.
We do the 20s night. Wait, James in the bathtub.
James in the bathtub. They're all getting ready to go for their 20s night.
For some reason, that scene just brought me so much joy.
Yeah. Well, they had a good time. So they all went and they went on that boat ride. No one dressed warm enough.
Oh, Ariana was like petrified of the waves.
Yeah, that was weird. I feel for her. I would also not be okay in that situation. I do not want to be on a boat that gets capsized. Like, I am so claustrophobic and being underwater fuels that. Nope.
Yeah, I'd be struggling.
I would be like on the ground in tears. Just no, I can't do it. This was also where we got the conversation between Ariana and Brock, and that really made, like, that was the start of my descent into Brock hating. Him talking about forgiveness and like basically insinuating that Ariana needs to forgive Tom.
I thought her answer was perfect.
Yeah, and it's true. Gray rocking, I've had to employ this for people in my life in the past few years. And like, it truly is the only way you can deal with people like this, because there just is no way she's going to reason with Tom. Tom is not going to say anything to her that is going to make her happy. He is not somebody that can be in her life.
She doesn't owe him anything.
Nothing. And it shocks me the way that all of them, not all of them, but Brock, Sheena, Lala, Schwartz, all seem to think that Ariana needs to like step off of it. And it's like, what part of him cheating on her for 7 months and ending a 10-year relationship do you fuckers not understand? Like, she does not have to do anything, and she gets to feel her emotions and she gets to be angry. And I love that she talks about female rage and the power that's in that, and how men in the show especially can explode and have all of these outbursts and it's fine. And yet her being mad at Tom for probably the most legitimate thing on the existence of this show to be mad about. And they're like, you need to get over it. You shouldn't be so angry. Nothing makes me angrier. I'm so angry about that. And so is Ariana, and rightly so.
I agree.
And let her sit in that rage. She deserves, there is power in that. She does get to be angry.
And honestly, after going through a breakup after a 9-year relationship, I feel like my relationship didn't even end because of infidelity. But I cannot imagine any of the friends in my life pressuring me to spend time around my ex right now.
Especially in the coming 2 months. And then having.
Like, I'm like nearing 2 months right now.
That's right.
And so, like, even within the next month, no one in my life that cares about me would make me spend time with him.
And then probably also not take it a step further and have the fucking nerve to tell you that any emotion you have towards that is not helping you and you need to just move on.
Yeah. And first of all, my ex and I have a lot of mutual friends. And I'm not asking anyone to not be friends with him. You know, like, obviously the situation is very different, but I'm just saying everyone can stay friends with him. Everyone can stay friends with me. But still, no one in my life would expect me to be in the same room with him if I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it's like 3 months since it happened and people are pressuring her to spend time with him, be cool with him, be less angry with him, forgive him, it's insane.
It really, it is so unhinged. I'm like, you guys are the worst people in the entire world.
And he did all of this to her on national television.
Yeah. And then not only that, but then not shown an ounce of remorse.
Any remorse.
Not only no remorse.
And weaponized her mental health.
But he has weaponized her mental health. He has tried so hard to blame her for this.
Mm-hmm.
He has been shitty to her. He has been snappy. He has been so awful. There is just no universe in which this sort of behavior would fly in any other situation. It is so disgusting.
And even if he was super remorseful and, you know, didn't weaponize her mental health and maybe he handled it the best way he could. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he did everything right. Even then, in 3 months, she doesn't have to want to be around him or to forgive him.
No. It's wild to me that these people just have no awareness. And it's clear that Brock has an agenda. He wants the show to continue and he views Ariana's boundary as a threat to that. And fuck him. So anyway, they get ready and they go to the 20s night. And they all do look really good.
They do.
Katie and Ariana smoking. Tom Schwartz is funny. Schwartz schmoozing with Katie. Thoughts?
Okay, well, first of all, he was so excited that he got to just like hang out with Ariana and Katie.
Yeah, he was. He was into that moment.
He was gleeful.
I know. For some reason I wrote it down
He's
as
like, we're friends, guys.
Him's doing a good job schmoozing is what I wrote. And I'm just like, he is.
He's like so pumped that he's like, look, guys, we're like friends, we're hanging out, we're being happy.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
And then Ariana gave them some space, and that's where Tom propositioned her for a one-night stand, kind of.
Okay, so he says, one night stand, but really what he's saying is, I want to order $150 worth of junk food and sit in bed with you, and we're both just going to scroll on our phones and not talk to each other. And Katie's immediate response is, no, that's too intimate.
It is too intimate.
Because that's what they used to do when they were married.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And so, like...
And then he's like, you're right. We should probably just fuck. And she was like...
Get out of here.
He's like, never mind. Like, everything he said was bad. What did you think about that?
I think Katie's right. I think that at the end of the day, Tom's going to look back and Katie is going to be the one that got away. I think Katie and him had a lot of potential. And I think he really was the person who sort of upended all of that by never fully committing to her. And I think he sees that now that, like,
I don't think he sees it still.
Well, I think what he sees is a far less stressed out Katie. I think he sees somebody who's a lot more at peace and a lot more confident because she doesn't have this stupid ass man
Yes.
doing all this dumb shit. I don't think he realizes that he's the reason that she behaved that
I
way.
think that's exactly what it is.
But I think he sees that she's
Yes.
different. And I think I really hope, karma, come on, that he does have a moment where he realizes that that he was her problem. So
I hope so too.
I don't know. They do have good chemistry and I hate it, and she's kind of into it, but not enough so that she's going to go with it. So good for her.
No, it is cute to see that she's kind of into it. And here's the thing is, unfortunately on the show, we primarily saw the dysfunction between Tom and Katie. But I do think when they have these little moments of like friendly banter, you can see their chemistry come out and you
Yeah.
can see them care about each other. And so it's kind of bittersweet, right? Because there's a reason why they were together for 12 years. And so, like, in these brief moments, you're like, oh, yeah, it wasn't just a toxic shit fest.
Right. There was some friendship there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of sad.
I agree. Shishi and Tom Sandoval.
Oh, God. Okay. Side note, I don't know if his tie was a scarf or not, but I fucking loved his tie.
Oh, that's noted.
Okay. Also, I think they both looked fabulous.
They did. Everybody looked really good except for Brock.
The haircut.
The
mustache.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was not working. There's a part of me that appreciated the conversation that Sandoval and Sheena had. And I understand that they have a friendship outside of Ariana. I respect that. That can be fine. If that is something that matters to Sheena and Sandoval really does matter to her, fine. And I'm glad they had that conversation.
Well, I feel like it's the first time Sheena's really actually stood up for Ariana.
Yes. And that and it felt sincere and it felt genuine. And
stood up to Ariana to Tom.
Yeah. Stood up for Ariana.
Yes.
Yeah. And I felt like that felt genuine. And I'm glad that Sheena said what she said. And it did seem like Tom heard her, but Tom heard her in a way of here's an opportunity, not oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, oh, I should make this a part of my redemption arc.
Yeah, he was like, ding, 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 ding. Sheena gave me exactly what I wanted. And that makes me sad for Sheena because I do think that she does not see the way that Tom uses her. But if this is what Sheena wants, I guess that was a fine conversation. But for her to immediately turn around and run and go tell Ariana about it, I wanted to kick Sheena's gold little boots out from under her.
Well, I feel like, unfortunately, Sheena was like, I did something for Ariana. And then instead of just allowing that to be between her and Tom, she had to be like, Ariana, guess what I told Tom? Guess what I did? Will you acknowledge it? Will you validate it?
Yeah.
Will you give me credit for it?
Ew. And Sheena, just stop. Ariana is not the friend. She lost her 10-year partner. She doesn't give a shit about your friendship with Tom Sandoval. And I just
I think Sheena's just grasping for straws because she's like, I want Ariana to be my friend, but I also want her to see that I care about Tom, but also I want Ariana to see that I'm standing up for her to Tom and that it's not just me being friends with Tom, which it really is just her being friends with Tom.
Yeah.
Because she's not respecting any of Ariana's boundaries.
None of Ariana's boundaries. She has just plowed through all of them.
Yeah.
Ew. I don't know. Anyway, we get to
the finale.
The finale. Whoa. The finale. What a ride.
I feel like it was a really good episode.
I do too. I thought that it was great.
And I think it did a good job of bringing all of the major themes throughout the season to a head and then just exploding.
Yeah. I think so. I have to laugh that Sheena at the beginning was like, I will never turn my back on Ariana.
Uh-huh.
Literally by the end of this episode, that back is turned.
So that happens in the conversation where Brock's like, you made up with Tom, right? And she's like, I had a conversation with Tom. It went well, but I'm still team Ariana.
It shocks me too that people do not understand, in the throes of reconciliation, you have to come back to the table more than once. Very few situations are resolved in one sitting that were as big as this. It takes perpetually being willing to show up, have hard conversations, say what's on your mind, digest those feelings, come back again, come back again. It takes so long to get to a place of forgiveness. And it really shows Brock's emotional immaturity that he's just like, oh, everything's good, right? We're good. Yeah. It's like, no, dum dum. That's not how any of this works. And Sheena tries to explain that, but
I will give Sheena credit for like pushing back on Brock and being Team Ariana in that conversation.
yeah, that was good. That like Sheena does seem to have that awareness still. But Sheena is a fickle
Brock's like,
person.
oh, Tom always shows up. Ariana doesn't, like, tra la la. And Sheena's like, yeah, Ariana may be the person that always wants to be invited and doesn't always show up, but Ariana as a friend has shown up for me the way I need her to.
As that person who wants to be invited but might not always show up, I get that. And I also find that a very frustrating thing to be like, yes, would it be great if people could show up to every single event? But like sometimes shit's just hard and you can't. And when you struggle with mental health, you cannot guarantee that any given day you're going to be able to show up to a social event.
But I also feel like female friendships show up differently than male friendships.
Right,
And
it's
so I
n-
think that's what Sheena's speaking to.
Yes, it's not a matter of like showing up to the event. It's like Ariana is there when shit gets hard. Ariana will have the hard conversation. Ariana will absolutely be there when it matters.
Yeah.
And knowing when it matters and when it doesn't is a good boundary to have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Brock is just projecting too much of his
Very
own stuff.
one-dimensional.
Yes, he is not getting it. They go on a trolley ride
Yeah.
through San Francisco, which
Cute.
looked fun. Lala grilled Dan at their restaurant.
What was your interpretation of this?
Man, Lala's like really sus about Dan.
That's why I can't tell if it was like done with Ariana's best interest at heart or if it was like her trying to break down Dan and see like what she could pick apart.
Well, shit, I don't know, man. Because right, she's like not inviting Tom to her birthday party and seemingly having some awareness, but then all the rest of her behavior leads me to believe she's just trying to pick Dan apart. She just wants an ability to shit on Ariana, and she's looking for it.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't know how I could trust her. She's been awful.
But both of Dan and Ariana's responses to like, why did you fall for this person?
Sweet.
So sweet.
I loved those responses. I was genuinely surprised, especially kind of after feeling like with that first time we saw them together, where I was like, well, I don't know if he's as into her, but again, TV. This made me feel like he sees her.
Right?
And she sees him.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
Me too.
I'm on the Dan train.
I get it. And I hate that, like, Brock again is trying to defend Sandoval. And Katie is like, bro, he has treated Sheena terrible. He has treated me terrible. He has treated Ariana terrible.
Oh my gosh. I loved Ariana jumping in and being like, Katie is defending Sheena against, like, people who treat your wife shitty.
And Tom does.
Yes.
Like, Tom is actually not the person who shows up when things get hard. So it really does blow my mind that Brock just, like, fucking cannot see.
He's just a thick individual.
He is.
Like, literally and mentally.
Totally. He's not brainy. IQ and EQ are low.
Schwartz says he's not a trash human. He's just a trash human that did a trash thing. And Ariana, like,
oh my God.
if she was a Pokemon, she would immediately evolve to her most evolved state and was like,
Charizard.
Do not talk that way in front of me.
Yeah. Like, it is so shocking to me how everybody is willing to quantify or qualify what Tom has done. Downplay. Right. And somehow the only person whose opinion doesn't seem to hold any weight is the person it was actually done to.
That is true.
Shut the fuck up, all of you. The only person's opinion who matters in this moment is Ariana's. The rest of you go sort it out amongst yourselves. Don't talk to Ariana about this.
I love angry Ariana.
Me
I love that she
too.
was like, you better watch the way you talk in front of me. Ooh, gave me chills.
Me too. more people need to have strong boundaries about the types of conversations that happen in front of them. I think that like watching her set boundaries all season, even though Sheena has plowed some of them, has been really refreshing and really good for me. I've been here for it.
A trash thing? A trash thing?
Yeah.
Many trash things.
So many trash things. He is an awful person. Let's not pretend any different. Get out. Ew, what? The sexism is so strong. I don't know. I'm over it.
Just men protecting men.
That's what they do. We get another Schwartz and Joe moment. He shows up to her hotel room
Okay,
and
this
eats her
scene-
popcorn shrimp.
This scene was crazy to me.
Tell me.
Just as soon as he walks in the room, did you notice like they're using their funny voices, they're doing their inside jokes, they got their witty banter. Schwartz's body language is changing. He's like pointing out she's wearing makeup. Like and maybe it was triggering just because I have also experienced these types of like toxic on and off relationships, but it was crazy to me.
Yeah, I hated watching this. It makes me hate Schwartz so much and feel so bad for Joe. And I still don't know why she's in San Francisco.
I think just she must be friends with Kyle Chan through the Toms. And so she's invited. And also it's good for the show. But still, like Joe, like you know that Schwartz doesn't want to be with you. You know that the rest of the group isn't necessarily like on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you go to this social thing?
Yeah.
I guess just because of the show?
Yep. I
don't
guess.
know.
It doesn't make sense to me.
She has him iron her dress, which seems weirdly intimate. And also, this isn't a judgment because she's a woman, but you're an adult and you don't know how to iron.
I don't know how to iron. Like I do. But I am more apt to use like my straightener or put a damp
Okay.
towel in the dryer.
Same.
Okay.
But
yeah.
if you had to iron something, Jess, you could iron it.
I would get it ironed. It's true.
This to me seemed like oh, Schwartz, stay longer and iron my dress.
I know. It's so painful to watch her try and hold on to whatever relationship with Schwartz she can have.
She
And
was right, though. He needs to stop wearing clothes that match his hair and his skin.
I love that she gave him that advice. Yes, absolutely.
Anyways.
I can't remember what happens next, but I wrote I hate Brock. So
I don't know what happens next either.
I don't either. But anyway, they're all getting ready and they end up at the whiskey launch.
Yeah.
And Sheena is so excited that Tom flew in.
The sound engineer guy.
The sound guy. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not a musician. I don't get it. But cool, Sheena.
I think this is another example of how Sheena feels love through gifts. And she's like, oh, there's my friend. And it's like, just because he paid money for this guy to show up makes him your friend?
It's such a low bar, and it's such an easy thing for Tom to do.
Yeah,
and
Tom can buy her affection with that.
And he does. Like, he clearly does that. Listening to him on the after show saying, like, how to give a homeless guy $100.
Oh, no.
I just, like, okay.
He could use money to manipulate people.
Yeah, and her ITMs are so insufferable. Though I will say, I do really like her blonde, and I do really like that pink dress.
Okay, that's true. But can we talk about the moment where she's like, oh, that's just me making it about me. Sip.
And drinking her coffee with her straw. I don't know why. Like, drink your coffee with your straw. Whatever. But, like, that bugs me that she does that because of her dumb little veneer teeth. And, like, I'm so mad at Sheena that I am now to the point of bitch eating crackers where I'm like, she drinks her coffee with a straw. Don't like it. And you know what? No disrespect to anybody who does that. You are fine. I understand.
Well, wait, if it's an iced coffee, it's probably you have to do it.
It's not. She's drinking out of a hot coffee cup.
Is that what it was? I thought it was a soda.
No, it was a hot Starbucks drink.
It was not.
It absolutely was. I will bet, not my dog's life because I am not that certain, but I am very certain. I'll bet you $5. I will Venmo you $5.
We went from dog's life to $5.
Well, yeah, you're right. I did. Well, $5 is still like, if I'm willing to put money on it, I'm broke. So $5 is a lot, but I bet you it was a hot Starbucks drink. It absolutely was. But you're right. That makes me so
I'll bet
crazy.
you. I don't think it was, but I'm. If it was, I understand your rage. I really thought it was like a soda. Okay.
Yeah, but it's fine. I'm over it. Drink your coffee through
Okay.
straw, everybody. I understand that you want to save your teeth.
Do you
but
remember what she was commenting though when she was like, "But that's just me making it about me."
No.
I feel like that was important, and I wrote it down.
Oh, and Mandy's no.
You guys, my notes got deleted.
And I don't
Anyways,
take the same kind of notes. Like we both take different notes,
I
which is like
texted
why.
Jess about this moment because I was like, I cannot believe that Sheena. It was almost like she had awareness about how much she was making it about herself, and then like downplaying it as if like the shade wasn't justified.
Right. She was kind of like tongue in cheek being like, but I just make it about myself, implying that it was fine that she was making it about herself.
But it's like, but Sheena, all you do is that. So you can't say that ironically. You can't say that as like a haha, like jokes on you guys.
No, there was no awareness in that moment. It was another unhinged moment where it's just like you don't get it.
It made me feel crazy.
Yeah, it was too much. It was way too much. It'll come to us what that was for. I'm sorry that I don't have better notes on that.
That's all right.
I had to watch this episode in 2 parts because man, it was triggering. Like, and sometimes I just can't be that mad over reality TV.
That's
It's
fair.
not healthy.
Well, James and Allie go outside and they have a cute moment.
They do. I loved that for them. Allie says, well, James admits that Allie is his priority.
Yeah,
And
in
that he's
response to
sorry
the
that
hippie conversation.
that he said hippie was his main priority. She's his priority. And like, that's right, James.
Yeah.
Good job reeling that in. Again, I want to give James some grace here of recognizing like how traumatic everything that happened with the dog was. Like, this isn't James, I think, being like overly hyperbolic, but at the same time, he did come to the correct conclusion.
Yes.
His relationship with Allie has to come first.
Yes.
And she said that, she's not ready yet, but that when she's ready to be married, she wants to be married to James. And like they were both misty eyed and they were kissing.
It was cute.
It was cute.
I
I'll
could
give
also
it to
tell
him.
they were like a little embarrassed to say those things in front of the camera. Could you tell that?
Yeah, they were awkward. They were like, this is weird. But it felt so much more authentic too. Because I was like,
because
man,
of
this feels like a moment. And I don't get a lot of that in reality TV like this. But that was a moment where I was like, I hope these crazy kids make it.
Yeah, me too. I love Allie. And James has grown so much. So, I just think they're good for each other.
I think so too. It does seem like sober James, he's got a lot to, I think, atone for and definitely
Of
work
course.
on. But it is really cool to see somebody make this shift to being sober when that's absolutely what they need to be doing and actually taking steps to
And go to
be
therapy.
a better person.
Yep.
Absolutely. So like that's really cool to see. I'm glad that it's happening. Good for him and good for Allie. I like I said, I hope it works out.
I just want to say that this season, James' reactiveness has been day and night difference.
Yes, James is so funny and like in the moment really good at reacting, but he is not overreacting. He's not to the moon because before when he was drinking, it was like, whoa, nope, too far. Everything.
Or even when he was sober, he was still too far.
Yeah, his anger, everything about
anger.
it was too much. And it does really seem like, and I would imagine that choosing to be sober for yourself makes a big instead of for a partner or for other people also changes how that all feels. So good for James for like legitimately seeming to move in a good, healthier direction. I hope that really sticks for him.
Same.
So, Ariana and Katie look so good. Lala does too. Honestly, so does Sheena. Everybody looks good. Brock makes me laugh in that gold suit. Whatever.
I will say that I don't normally love the style of dress Ariana is wearing, but holy shit, she looked so good in it.
That was another risky dress where I was like, whew, how do you breathe in that? Like, I don't know.
Was it a knit dress?
Yeah, the top boob part was sweater.
So maybe it's like giving a little bit,
Yeah.
but lots of holes.
So many places for your boobs to pop out.
I loved that dress.
It looked so good on her. She looked amazing. I loved it too. Yeah, I'm here for it. I hate that Schwartz tried to bring Joe over to apologize to Katie without. Schwartz still doesn't recognize that this whole problem is his and not Joe's. And the only way that Joe and Katie will be okay is when Schwartz makes things with Katie right.
That is true.
And he just fucking can't do it.
He just fed Joe to the wolves.
Yeah, he's just like, here, I know how my ex-wife is.
He literally said, come over to the lion's den.
I could not believe he said that in all seriousness and then took her over there to be like, Joe, do you have something to say? Bitch, do you have something to say?
Seriously.
God, I hate him. I hate all of these men. And like, so Katie bit Joe's head off, which I thought you had a really good observation about.
Yeah, just basically like Katie's problem is ultimately with Schwartz, but also I do have some frustration. Sorry, this is a little bit side note. I do have some frustration with Joe for not being like more aware.
Absolutely.
Like then I think she's pretty stupid going over there thinking that Katie would apologize.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was not the move.
And I'm not defending everything Katie has said about Joe. Like, she's definitely gone too far with some of her hateful comments, especially on the internet. But also, I appreciated Lala for jumping in and trying to get Joe to understand where Katie was coming from. It doesn't really matter who you are, but like, whoever you are, if you're the woman that your ex-husband sleeps with after a 12-year relationship, the ex-wife is going to hate you.
Yeah. Well,
the fact that Joe reached out to Katie and was like, oh my gosh, like, so sorry, like, la, 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 and then was that woman is like an extra layer of performative weirdness where it's just like, why did you act like you cared about me and my divorce and then you went and slept with my ex-husband? I'm just saying, woman to woman, I don't expect Katie to get over that like quickly. I don't think Joe navigated that very well. And maybe she never moved in with Schwartz, which this whole thing was stupid to me. If she's sleeping on your couch.
I hate these people.
Semantics.
The semantics game. Do not play that with me.
She's staying with you for an extended period of time.
She's staying with you.
And then she's sleeping with you.
Yeah.
So maybe she wasn't your literal roommate, but she was staying with you.
Yeah, get out of here. I don't know. That made me mad too.
But it's like, why are we villainizing Katie for being angry when her real problem is the fact that Schwartz is protecting Joe over her?
Yeah. And yeah, that, and like, it's just that especially is exactly the dynamic in Katie and Schwartz's relationship that led to its demise, because that's what he would do with Tom Sandoval too. And so even if it's not to that level and Katie is projecting a little bit of the Sandoval onto Joe, it still makes sense and it still sucks. Like that, just Joe not having any awareness about it, Schwartz just still being stupid and not handling it the way that he should. I'm just like, I'm not faulting Katie either. I would be fuming. I just like, and to expect Katie to just have that roll off her back, like water off a duck's back, get out of here. No way. She's going to feel a way about that. So
Schwartz should know Katie well enough to know how Katie is going to respond. He should also know Katie well enough to respect her boundaries, which she's tried to implement multiple times.
I kind of love that Joe was like, I just want peace. And Katie's like, I don't want peace. And I was just thinking, no justice, no peace. Don't come here with peace talks if we're not going to first talk justice.
I love that.
So
I think Katie's biggest problem was with Schwartz. I don't think it's with Joe.
I think so
too. She's projecting her shit onto Joe because she has to interact with Schwartz.
Yep, I agree. Which isn't great, but it is what it is. I love, yeah. Can we good to move on?
Yeah.
Tom Sandoval tries to talk to Dan, and Allie is sitting there watching this whole thing happen, and you can just tell that she is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I am in the middle of this and I don't want to be.
It was just so performative and unnecessary.
It was. I love that Dan didn't shake Tom's hand. That made me so happy. The only person that I've seen act reasonably about all of this.
Like, he was civil, but he didn't go out of his way to be nice.
Yeah. Then there was that weird drunk guy.
Oh my gosh, that was pretty stressful.
Also wild that he agreed to have his face shown.
Do you think that was a plant, or do you think it was genuinely a drunk guy?
Dude, I don't know. It felt pretty genuine
It
to
did feel
me.
pretty genuine.
Like, their reaction, Lala and Katie and Allie just being like, what the fuck is
Like,
going
I
on?
don't wanna dance by that guy.
No, they were so uncomfortable. I don't know. If
And
I
then
got
he,
bear
like
hugged out of the place by security, I would absolutely want my face blurred on a
Well,
show.
did he break a glass or something on the security guard?
Yeah, he threw a glass at the security guard's face. And then tried to throw a chair, but they got him before.
Sandoval, like, superheroes it in there. It's like, "Man, what are you doing, man?"
Oh my God. Stupid.
I was just like,
The security guards are the winner of that night. Sheena's dress breaks, but she rescues it with another awful gold outfit.
well, she was gonna do a costume change. Or are we joking?
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sad that her zipper broke. Like,
Nobody needs that.
I'm not gonna wish that on anyone.
Well, I might actually wish that on Sheena. You know what? I think that was well-deserved. But she was fine.
She changed for the performance.
Yeah. And she performed fine. I don't know why Brock had to be up there holding.
Because Brock is thirsty and he needs the attention and he wants to be famous.
Yeah, he could not let Sheena have that moment.
No.
I really hated him for being up there. I also had to laugh at the end. So she played with a band called the 27s. And at the end, she's like, wait, am I in the band?
Okay, I found this scene so cringy.
Me too. I was like, those guys are so nice. They're not going to tell her no. But like, no, Sheena, you're not in the band. Right?
I think she's in the band.
Did they want her in the band?
Okay, listen, she might not be like in the band, but Sheena probably has more notoriety and fame than the band. And so the band is like, yeah, you're in the band because they benefit from her publicity.
Oh, I read that wrong. I was like, you're not in the band. Sheena, sit down. But you're right. She probably is because
I mean, they got on television because they performed one of Sheena's songs.
That's true. Weird. But then this is where shit really starts to go south. So Tom comes back, tells Sheena she did great. Love that for her. Then she goes to talk to Ariana. Well, Ariana comes to talk to her.
Yeah.
Ariana's like, girl, you did such a good job. That was
having a
amazing.
moment.
They're having a moment, and Sheena can't help herself. And she's like, I talked to Tom, and he's on a really good growth trajectory. By this time next year, he'll peak. And
Ariana's just like, don't talk to me about that. I
Yeah.
don't want to know about the growth trajectory.
right, she's already conceded that she will continue to be around these people who are going to invite and be friends with Tom.
Man, Ariana is so strong. I just feel like she handled that moment with so much poise and patience. And if I were her, I probably just would have like lost my shit on Sheena.
Yeah, I would have had a really hard time in that moment. I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have cried because that's what I do when I'm angry. But like, I would not have maintained my composure, and I would not have managed to state such a clear boundary.
Yeah. So she stated a clear boundary.
She's like, don't talk to me about it.
But she also managed to tell Sheena, like, you're not going to lose me. We're always going to be friends. I don't know. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
And then-
Ariana is she's so mature and she's so emotionally intelligent and she's just like a really strong person.
And she's saying all this to Sheena, and that fucking worm with a mustache shows up and is like, Sheena. And then
Ariana beelines it.
And he's like, wait, Ariana. And like tries to run after her. And she's had it. Like, we are breaking the fourth wall. We go to producers, and then
producers are stopping her and they're like, you need to have a conversation with him.
And I love that she brought up non-informed consent. He was fucking someone else and not telling her. She could have gotten an STD. Like, no, she does not owe that man anything. And I hate this show, and I hate all of these people for like trying to make it seem like Ariana is in the wrong for not wanting to have this asshole in her life. Like, she's already doing the most. Everybody leave her alone.
Yeah, the end of the show is kind of crazy because the fact that they show producers trying to initiate a scene happening is something we haven't really seen before.
Right.
So that's pretty insane. Also, then we see the scene dissolve into the Lala, Sheena, and Tom scene where Lala just loses her goddamn
Well, but
mind.
not before Tom is like, "Ariana doesn't fuck with any of
Oh,
you."
yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
And, like, that's not true.
Yeah, he's basically going off and saying Ariana doesn't like anyone in the cast and that she's lazy and that she's picking up a paycheck for not doing
Oh my
anything.
god, Ariana is the least lazy person in this show. She's the only one who seemingly has a job outside of filming 3 months a year. What's everybody else doing?
But also, he's implying that she's lazy just because she won't engage with him, which is really not fair.
No, that is not laziness. That's literally a boundary. And I know we keep saying boundaries, but like it's what is happening here. And the fact that they cannot respect that is so abhorrent.
But also, watching someone maintain a boundary is not bad television.
No, I loved it. I have been so inspired by all of this of like, wow, she's just saying it like it is. And I know in her heart that's got to be hard because I have had to set boundaries and I know it doesn't feel good, but good for her for sticking to her guns and knowing what what those boundaries are for her and that she's not going to give up much more than that. So, yeah, I have enjoyed that so much more than I have enjoyed the flakiness of Sheena and Lala.
Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, yeah, the whole ending of this just and, like, Ariana's leaving, she's going to Applebee's with Dan and Brad?
So then we see Lala kind of go off and kind of lose her shit. And basically, Lala's mad because she's like, Ariana should show up and have the hard conversations because that's what this job looks like. And this is where she drops the line of like, I've never seen someone get cheated on and become God. And like, it's just like full force bitterness, jealousy, pettiness. And
Yeah.
then they kind of break down in the ITMs, like Lala being like, this has been of our experience most of our adult lives. Like, we have to show up and have these hard conversations, which I think is kind of bullshit coming from Lala
Ew,
because
Lala has no legs to
yeah,
stand on.
Lala like hid more with the Randall situation than anyone else in the cast has hid anything.
Yes, and, like, for Lala too to just not also recognize that her situation and Ariana's situation are so vastly different.
But also, like, a lot of Lala's situation with, Ocean and Randall and all of that is not allowed to be on the show because of legal reasons,
Mhm.
and I wonder what song Lala would be singing if it was, because I think like, imagine having all of your dirty laundry on television and, like, all the ins and outs of that heinous custody battle and the dissolvement of that relationship that she to the man that she thought she was gonna marry and the father of her child. Like, Lala really is protected in a very specific way, and while I
Yeah.
understand that that situation is causing her a lot of pain in her personal life, I also don't think that she's quite realizing, like, how good she has it being protected from having to share all of that.
Yeah, I also think it really begs the question of, like, what do reality stars owe us? Like, in my mind, they owe us whatever they want to give us. Like,
Mhm.
we are not entitled to 100% of their life. Like, I don't have that expectation as a fan, and I think any fan who does have that expectation is really fucked up, and you need to reevaluate. Like, Ariana has been very compelling to watch. I have really enjoyed her on my television screen this
I
season.
know, Lala saying in the after show that, like, no one ever talked about her, and then all of a sudden she's, like, queen bee. I
We've talked about Ariana
Yeah, I have
plenty.
never considered Ariana to be a lesser cast member.
Ever. If anything, Ariana is like a central cast member in which everybody else sort of orbits
The
around.
most relatable,
Absolutely the
which is
most relatable.
why she's getting all of this attention.
Yes, because it's like, oh my God, the one relatively normal person had this really heinous thing happen.
It's the perfect storm.
It really was. So I'm just like, I am bowled over that Sheena and Lala really think that they like had their mic drop moment and they're like, boom, everybody's gonna see Ariana for who she is. And it's like, well, you're right, I do, but I'm liking who I see.
Yes,
So
and I'm not liking what I see here.
yeah, and you guys are awful.
Okay, what did you think of the montage?
They are all so young.
They were babies.
So young. That's wild to think about the show going on that long. So I also, though, feel like the show hates Ariana. So in a way, I felt like it was kind of manipulative and I didn't love it. So it was hard for me to feel too emotional about it because I was just like, I don't like where this is going.
I think I didn't view it in that way. And yes, I do know that the show is protecting Tom and is not serving Ariana. So I'm not going to like say that isn't true. But I don't think that the show has been that way the entirety of the show. And so just to go back to those flashbacks and like relive some of those scenes of like when Katie told Stassi that she heard a rumor about Kristen and Jack sleeping together and the what about the pasta scene and like these really like
Iconic moments
and how young they were and how much these people have given us on the show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was like this moment, and I'm not trying to justify what Lala's saying, but I also appreciate like
What they've given.
and why we're even talking
For
talking
sure.
about all of it.
I totally think that is a valid perspective on that. Like, and I know for you, especially as somebody who's watched for a long time, like, right, I'm late to the game. I'm a Scandoval convert. So I don't have the history that you have, and I have like a much more consolidated, condensed, in real time almost experience of it all.
Yeah.
Whereas you've experienced it over those years and alongside your own life, which I think definitely shapes how you feel about that. So that makes total sense to me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was just like, I think it's good to be reminded, like, how far we've come with these people. Because sometimes it's like, this is so fucked up. Like, why are we, like, how are we here? What are we watching? Like, what's even happening? And I think you have to, so first of all, I want to call out the fact that Jess did watch all of the seasons. So she says she's a Scandoval convert, but she like fucking showed up and watched everything. So give yourself some credit.
Thank you. I did do that.
'Cause
That was a very bleak moment in my life where I was struggling with my hip, but I also then watched this like just binge watched 10 seasons of this show. It was intense. It was good. It was fun. I'm glad I had it.
But there are people who just started watching season 10.
That's wild. I don't know how you could get into it.
That's what I'm saying is like the only reason I'm invested in these people is because I have weathered the shit.
Yeah, you have. And they have grown. And like we keep talking about James in particular. And
but he was awful.
He was awful. Like truly, the jury's out for me. Like I will not sign off on him being any
fair.
kind of like a decent person or anybody that I would ever like speak too highly of.
Of course.
But like at the same time, he is the one person who has had like the biggest arc of growth that feels the most genuine to me. And I see how he started and how he got here. And it seems good. But like TBD, but like, yeah, he's one of the few people. It is really incredible to have seen what he's overcome. And like his family life was fucked. And so for all of them to kind of turn it around is really impressive.
And I think that is those are the kind of people we watch reality television for.
Yes.
Right? Like that is the shit that's really interesting is when you can like follow someone's like growth and development or, downfall.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't even really have anything to add to that. I have really enjoyed that aspect of it. Absolutely. So I guess we've got like what, 3
reunion
episodes. The sun's burning holes through my brain. We've got 3 reunion episodes. How are you feeling about those?
I'm just ready for Ariana to go off on Lala.
Me too. I'm ready for Ariana to go off.
I'm also really interested to know what the cast's reaction to watching the end of the last episode is because they've never really had them do that before.
Oh, I think that is like psychological torture for Ariana. Like the only person that's going to hurt is Ariana. And I'm sure
really?
Katie
because
told her.
I don't think Lala and Sheena look good at all in the end.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I am curious. Like, I guess, yeah, I'm curious.
I feel like Ariana probably totally stands by her decision and what she did. And now she gets to see the fucked up shit that people said about her. And now those people have to show up and defend the fucked up shit they said.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really hard for Sheena. She doesn't like it when her feet's held to the fire at all. Like, she cannot hang when shit gets hard.
Well, she deserves it.
Oh, she does. Yeah. I'm ready to see Sheena cry.
Especially after she was just like, Ariana, I don't want to lose you. And then she was like, yeah, fuck Ariana. No, she didn't say that, but
Well, in the after show, she did make the comment that, like, as a friend, she stands by what Ariana did. And I think what she started to get at was like, but as a performer and somebody on a reality TV show, she definitely needs somebody who's going to keep playing the game so that Sheena can keep making that money.
and that's why I thought the last episode was so interesting is it's piecing all of these things together of like Ariana is being her real self by standing by her real boundaries and doing what is best for her actual life.
Yes.
And it is blurring the lines because her castmates are like, this isn't what's best for the show. Like, fuck what's best for you. This isn't what's best for the show. And I think that that's a very interesting argument.
Yeah, where you're asking like, yeah, it's a moral conundrum for them of like, what do they do? But in my mind, as friends, you stand by your friend, fuck the show.
Like Katie did.
Like Katie did. So Lala and Sheena suck. But I do take your point though, because right, like this is their livelihood and this is what they've done for their whole entire adult life. So why would like it's hard for them to think outside of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I do understand how that is like a weird thing to navigate, especially if that's like your profession, right?
Yeah.
I loved James admitting in the after show that like he supported Ariana in her decision, but he really just wished he'd have the conversation for the drama.
Yeah.
Because it's like, while I'm Team James, I'm like, I support Ariana 1000%, but if she did, I really would have loved to watch it.
For sure. So I think two things from the after show that I wanted to talk about. One, Brock sealed like nail in the coffin for me, talking about how Ariana has never had to experience any sort of criticism and feels like she's above it.
Oh,
and then they flash back to him having to like not atone, that's the wrong word. What am I trying to say? Like he had to account for like his bad behavior. And it's like, buddy, you have domestic abuse charges. Your kids don't want to see you. They like you aren't allowed to see them. You didn't pay child support. You came into Sheena's life at a really weird time. You got married because you needed a green card. And like you feel like you had unfair criticisms leveled at you. And that because of that, Ariana should. Like Ariana didn't do anything. She got cheated on, my dude. And you think that like she's owed some level of that? Like, get the fuck out of here. I am done with Brock. Brock is dead to me.
That's actually not true. Ariana did have to show up when she basically had an affair with Tom.
Yeah, everybody was like, not like, I guess there were camps, but yeah, she did have to make up for that. Kristen made her life hell. Like Ariana definitely went through it, especially like her dad's death was kind of around that point. Like, get out of here. Ariana has had her fair share of criticism leveled at her too when it needed to be. And this is not that moment.
Yeah. And like when Katie and Tom got married, Katie and Ariana were not friends. There's been multiple times that throughout the show where Ariana has not been like a peacemaker or she's been a, I don't know, she's been at odds with a lot of the cast.
Absolutely.
Like Ariana has not always been the peacemaker of the show and the friends with everyone.
Yeah. So it just like really bugged me that Brock acts like somehow Ariana has like stayed above it and she hasn't. And also in this moment, she is above it, period. Like, get out of here.
Gotta be above it. Gotta be above
it. I hate Brock. But I also appreciate James recognizing like Ariana not wanting to talk to Tom at the end of this episode. Like, of course she doesn't. What good is going to come from that conversation? And I loved James for that. Like, yes, thank you. Like, this is not the moment. This is not the time. Everything about this is wrong. Tom is doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Also, Ariana mentioning, like, if Tom ever tried to talk to me when the cameras weren't around, then I would have known that he actually wanted to apologize or have a conversation.
Yes, but he didn't. He had never so many opportunities. No, because why would he? He's all about being on TV.
I felt like that was the best point. And when she said, like, I'm the final boss in his redemption tour and I'm not going to give him that satisfaction, it's like, yes, fucking go to Applebee's. Fucking don't turn around. Fucking punch that producer in the face. Like,
ew, yeah, get out of here.
Woman, you fight your battle. Like, don't give him that satisfaction.
Yes. I loved that she left for Applebee's.
I hope she had the best appetizer there.
Me too.
And maybe like one of those maple blondies.
I never had one of those.
Oh, that's a weird thing that I remember.
I really like molten cakes.
So this is like a hot blondie and then they pour, you don't like sauces, but it's almost like this maple vanilla sauce on top when it's on a hot skillet.
I'd probably like that.
It was so good.
I mean, sugar sauces, yes.
Okay, then you'd like this.
Other sauces, no. But if it's sugar, I'm here for that.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna cover the reunions, and I don't know what our pace is gonna be, but we'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, and thanks for hanging with us. We really appreciate it. Happy 51st episode to
51.
us. Yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, love you. Bye. Drama Bonded is produced and hosted by Mandy Booth and Jessica Brumbaugh. Graphic designer is Pigeon House. Thank you.